if I ever leave this world alive. Well, thank you for the things you did in my life.
So I'm giving aromatics another try, but not on purpose, really. In other words, I didn't just go out of my way to go and buy aromatic tobacco. This particular tobacco is, I don't know if you were able to read it, Sutliff Maple Walnut. I felt like pancakes this morning, so after I don't know if you recall, if you watch my videos, but my son-in-law, I started getting him into pipe smoking, and I started him off with some Molta Dolce, and loved it. And then my daughter said, hey, you know what, I fully support this new pipe thing of his. And then she went to Pipes and Cigars and got like 24 ounces or some ridiculous thing of different types of aromatic tobaccos. So in the mail the other day, we get that haul you just saw in the opening scene. Never has a tobacco box smelled so good when it's arrived at my door. Everything in that entire thing you saw was nothing but aromatic tobacco. Everything from strawberries to chocolate to every possible thing you can imagine. A few of you I see been smoking aromatics again, and I'm like, well, I'll give it another shot. So instead of eating pancakes and syrup this morning, I figured I'll have some maple walnut Sutliff. The problem with going back to an aromatic, when you go from like heavy Latakia, Balkan, English blends, is that there's really no nicotine punch, there's no taste. I mean, you already know that. These aromatics are really just for other people around you. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. It's too mellow. I'm sure the air around me smells amazing, though. I mean, I smell it, but if I was in a public place, I'm sure I'd be quite popular. Anyway, we have this contest going on. Yesterday was the 197 subs contest. Got tired of waiting for 200. Well, as soon as I put that contest up, suddenly I woke up this morning to like 204 subs. So that's awesome. Thank you, new subscribers. So far, I've seen one VR to my contest. Big Flakes 88. I told him, go check out his video, man. I told him I was driving home when I was trying to watch his video, and I almost wrecked. I was laughing so hard. It was so freaking funny. His impression of another pipe presenter. And anyway, go check it out, man. Figured while this contest is going on, I'll continue doing my videos, you know, and I'll incorporate some of my own show and tell. Today I want to show and tell one of my favorite possessions. Some of you guys know that I'm really into Napoleonic British naval history. a huge geek that way. Cool guys love motorcycles and cars. Geeks like me love Napoleonic British naval history. Anyway. I've mentioned them before, but there was a big famous admiral named Lord Horatio Nelson, who was kind of a big deal in England. Anyway, he died in a major battle called Trafalgar in 1805 against the combined French and Spanish fleets. He was a national British hero. I told you that. I'll tell you about this possession that I have, about his life. It's called The Life of Nelson. This book is very, very old. This book, because he died in 1805, this book was published. I have to be very careful. 1806. So do the math, people. That'll tell you how old this book is. The oldest book I have in my collection on any subject. What I like about this book is you could see the previous owner had signed his or her name in there, and I can't quite make it out. It's like Jane. I can't make out the last name, but it's just such a really cool book, man. I mean, back then, if you wanted to learn about battles, you didn't just go on the internet and whatever. You had to open a book up like this, and it offered maps. This is a 200. I shouldn't even probably be handling this book like this, but I mean, you could open up these maps and see sort of what it's all about. Hold on. I mean, how cool is that? Check out, it's all hand-drawn ships movements of the Battle of Trafalgar and everything you ever wanted to know about it from 1806. So, anyway, my little show and tell for the day. As time progresses, I might do more of these videos incorporating my own show and tell to help promote this contest where you can win a Phil Rivera pipe, custom built just for you. So go check out that video. So, you see that right there, the damage on the top of that book? My theory is it almost looks like it's burned. My theory is that people used to read by candlelight, and maybe it got burned over a candle or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's cool to think about. But this sits in a secured curio cabinet of mine. It's one of my very most prized possessions. This morning I was reading another excerpt from one of my books. You see me read before. Same book I sent to Mario, my friend, Beard and Pipe. Ralph Waldo Emerson kept a journal his whole life. And this book contains a lot of his writings, the most important writings, his own journals. This particular entry he wrote May 28th of 1840 on old age. Sad spectacle that a man should live and be fed, that he may fill a paragraph every year in the newspapers for his wonderful age, as we record the weight and girth of a big ox or a mammoth girl. We do not count a man's years until he has nothing else to count. talking about obituaries. And how sad it is that an entire man's life, whole life, from birth to death, can only be summed up in a paragraph. He calls it a sad spectacle. We don't count a man's years until he has nothing else to count. So in other words, we're not giving value necessarily to people and perhaps ourselves or to life itself until after it's gone. Then suddenly we give it value. Sad state of affairs, truly. Life just sort of ticks on by each day. We rush through our day. We rush through our work. We can't wait till the end of the day. We can't wait till the end of the week. We can't wait till the weekend. Weekend gets here. We can't wait till the next weekend. So on and so forth. Meanwhile, time is just passing us by. So what will our paragraph look like? What will our paragraph look like? Amazing how death, or the thought of death, or the idea of death, can so quickly bring things into perspective, put the focus back on the human being, sometimes the family. A couple weeks ago, my wife was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. Some of you know that. Been together 18 years, and never has our family been more close than it has in the last week. We need to be placing more value on human life. Life in general, and in our time, before death comes, or before it's possible, or before it's imminent, because the reality is it's always possible, it's always imminent, and it will come. Emerson calls it a sad state of affairs, and it comes down to one paragraph. Well, what are we doing every day to make sure our paragraph is worthy of a reading, and perhaps worthy of 2 paragraphs? Or maybe 3. Thank you for watching. The Smoking Lamp is out.